Well, I don't know what to say. I I truly am speechless. Like I can't believe Michigan won that game. I went into that game, before it started thinking, they might have a shot at winning, but they're probably not going to because Rutgers, even though they had the same record, they were doing pretty decent. They were doing a lot better with Greg Schiano than what they were with Chris Ash, but just from the beginning of the game with Joe Milton at quarterback, it was just horrible. Michigan went down 17-0, and all I have to say is that Cade McNamara guy, oh my god, he went off. He truly went off. Joe Milton for next week against Penn State, he needs to be benched because it's Cade McNamara time. I've had it up to here with Milton. He has glimpses of being a good quarterback. He has some good throws, but then there's a lot of other times where he just plays horribly and throws interceptions or overthrows easy passes. And Cade McNamara didn't really do that. He he only threw like about 6 or 7 incompletions. He came in this and he came in like towards the end of the second quarter. Um, he came in. He had 4 touchdown he had 5 total touchdowns, 4 passing, 1 running, and he had the same amount of passing touchdowns and against Rutgers that Joe Milton had all year. Joe Milton had 4 passing touchdowns going into this game, and Cade McNamara had 4 in that game, and another rushing one. And there were so many odds against us. Michigan's defense tried to lose the game for them. Quinn Nordine tried to lose the game for them. It's just, it's just because Quinn Nordine went 0 for 3 on field goals. He missed 2 in regulation. He missed 1 in overtime. Michigan had the ball first going into overtime. Then they missed the field goal, so I thought, oh, great. Well, now Rutgers, if they score anything, they can win. So I thought they were going to lose because I don't trust Michigan's defense enough, but they stopped them and got them to a 4th down, and the kicker missed the field goal, sent to double overtime. Rutgers got the ball, scored in the very first play on a little screen pass, which worked perfectly. Um, and then they got a kick. Michigan went, and then they scored with a Cade McNamara rushing touchdown. And then they tied the game up to send it to triple overtime. And then what triple overtime means is that if you score a touchdown, you have to go for 2. You don't have a choice. So then Michigan had the ball first. I thought they weren't going to score a touchdown because they were on 4th and goal at like the 6-inch line or something, but they scored with a Hassan Haskins run. And then they didn't get the 2-point conversion. And then I was like, well, if Rutgers has to score a touchdown. If they don't get the 2-point conversion, goes to a 4th overtime. If they do get, they win. But they didn't even score, and then Michigan won. I gotta say, it was Michigan's offense with Cade McNamara looks awesome. Joe Milton's offense just looks weak. That Cornelius Johnson fumble at the beginning of the game was ridiculous. Like, it looked like he had zero grip of the ball. Like the Rutgers defender didn't even have to do anything, and the ball popped out. And then once Cade McNamara came in, they just went off. And I honestly don't know what Michigan's record will be right now if they played McNamara the whole time. Will it be different? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. They could have probably beaten Michigan State if they had McNamara, but the defense really lost games for us. McNamara came in last week against Wisconsin. He did pretty good. He had an absolute perfect touchdown throw and then an absolutely perfect 2-point conversion throw. So I honestly think that Cade McNamara should be the starter next week for Penn State. He should be the starter against Maryland, and he should be the starter against Ohio State. Other Big Ten news. One of the other favorite things that Michigan fan likes, other than winning, is seeing Ohio State lose. That almost happened today. Ohio State beat Indiana 42-35, despite being up 35-7 at one point. They almost choked. And then a Michael Penix pick 6 late in the third pretty much sealed it. Ohio State's still undefeated. Northwestern beat Wisconsin and have Northwestern still undefeated. Now Northwestern's the best team in the Big Ten West, which is really weird, considering that they went 3-9 last year. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Peyton Ramsey transferring from Indiana to Northwestern helped them out, and it truly is shown. It's pretty cool. A kid that went to my high school is now like an offensive lineman for Northwestern. I don't know if he starts or not. I don't think he does because he's a freshman. But we joke around and say, "Oh, it's because of him." What else happened? Illinois pretty well did a good beating of Nebraska, which is funny because Nebraska was expected to win by double digits, and it was in Illinois who won by double digits. Let's see, Iowa beat the crap out of Penn State, 41-21. I don't know what is up with Penn State. They're awful this year. And I'm actually happy to see it because I don't like Penn State. It's not because they beat Michigan. It's because of their coach. Because he's a horrible person. There's been like a lot of players saying that, oh, he did this and this. Like, he knew about like bullying and stuff going on, but he didn't do anything about it. And then yesterday he told Penn State player not to tell the police about something. I'm not entirely sure what it was. So seeing them being 0-5 is pretty satisfactory. They're 0-5 for the first time ever, actually. And they're probably going to be, I don't know, Michigan plays Penn State next week, and if Michigan loses, I'm going to be upset because then they'll be like, oh, great, we gave Penn State their first win. Of course, it is pretty crappy thinking that Michigan State's only win is against Michigan. Is that all that happened? Well, no, last night, Minnesota beat Purdue. Pretty heartbreaking loss for Purdue. I don't know, what do you guys think? Was that a pass interference or not? And that's pretty much it. Michigan State and Maryland got canceled because of Maryland's COVID problems. That's basically all that really happened in the Big Ten. Other stuff, Oklahoma blew out Oklahoma State in Bedlam matchup. I thought it was going to be close, but then I looked, and Oklahoma won 41-13, so that was a blowout. Oklahoma sure is coming back despite having a horrible start to the season. Liberty loses their first game of the year to North Carolina State, which, I mean, they were on a run, could have a perfect season. They lost 15-14. Their Liberty's game-winning field goal got blocked, so they lost. Coastal Carolina's still undefeated. Alabama's still undefeated. They blew out Kentucky today. Notre Dame didn't play. Number 3 is Ohio State. Number 4, who's number 4? Clemson. They didn't play because they're supposed to play Florida State, but the people who were like the ACC or someone, like, they couldn't come to agreement if they were going to play that game or not. So I don't know if they canceled it or postponed it. I'm not sure. That's all that really happened, like the big stuff. College football, the first edition of the college football playoff poll is on Tuesday, so it'll be nice to see what will happen. Like, will they have Alabama be at number 1, or will they put Notre Dame at number 1? You guys might think I'm crazy, but in my personal opinion, I think that Notre Dame should be number 1 because Notre Dame has had more quality wins than Alabama. I mean, the biggest thing is that Notre Dame beat Clemson, number 1 team, and Alabama hasn't really played anybody. But I'm pretty sure Alabama's still going to be number 1. But I think Notre Dame should be number 1 because they have more quality wins. Unless if I'm stupid and I can't remember that Alabama beat a good team. They were supposed to play LSU last week, but that got postponed. But LSU is not as good as they were last year. Anyway, so Michigan got the win. They got the job done against all odds, against their Quinn Nordine missing all of his kicks and the defense playing bad, and they still won. So Michigan's 2-3. They finally win after a 3-game losing streak and then I just realized, like, I knew about it, but I didn't realize it until, like, during the game. When Michigan took the lead against Rutgers, it was the first time they had a lead since Minnesota. Because they never had a lead against Michigan State, they never had a lead against Indiana, they never had a lead against Wisconsin. Definitely not Wisconsin. That game was horrible. This game ended up looking to be horrible at first, but then Michigan turned things around. McNamara came in and played lights out football. He didn't really make any mistakes. He did throw an interception, but that was on a 2-point try and it bounced off like the guy's back. So that was kind of weird. That was actually a pretty cool interception, to be honest. So is Michigan going to be ranked in the college football playoff poll? No, because they still have a losing record. They played 2 ranked teams this year. Minnesota was ranked when they played, but Minnesota is not looking to be as good as they were last season. And they played Wisconsin, and then they just got absolutely blown out by them. Wisconsin's going to go down. They played horrible. They only scored 7 points. Graham Mertz threw like 3 interceptions. Northwestern didn't really score that much, but it was enough to get the job done. So Northwestern's going to go up there. Indiana, I feel like they shouldn't go down too much because they played pretty good. But, I mean, they did start off very slow, considering they were down 35-7. And then, while they're on the urge of a comeback, Michael Penix threw a pick 6. Of course, that doesn't help either. So next week's matchup for Michigan, they'll be back home against Penn State. So far right now, the spread has Michigan winning by 1. I'm pretty sure, I have a feeling Michigan's gonna win. I mean, with McNamara at quarterback, they look much better than with Milton. I feel like they should have been playing McNamara this whole time. I feel like they should have, well, maybe not the whole time, but when they brought him in against Wisconsin, I was like, man, this McNamara guy looks pretty good. They should have started him today, or they didn't, but they made a good decision bringing him in. Now I bet Harbaugh was wishing he would have had McNamara play the whole game. The game wouldn't have went into overtime if Milton Nordine made at least 1 kick. Of course, he missed all 3. I'm not surprised because Michigan hasn't had a solid kicker in a while. Nordine's terrible. All of it, and it's not like there were close misses either. All of his kicks were, except the last one, except his 3rd kick. That one was close, but his first 2 kicks were not even close. They were like the upright was here and the ball was like all the way over there. It's like Nordine's not a good kicker. Moody's not a good kicker either. I mean, I know he saved our butt against Indiana in 2018, but, I mean, he hasn't really done anything since. The only good highlights of Nordine's career at Michigan was when he made 2 field goals of over 50 yards against Florida in 2017 in his first game, and then when he made a 57-yard field goal against Alabama back in the Citrus Bowl or whatever bowl it was last season. Anyway, so that's basically all that happened. I mean, I honestly thought that Michigan's defense and Quinn Nordine was going to ruin this comeback for Michigan, but Michigan came back despite being down 17-0. Another big thing I forgot to mention was that right at the beginning of the second half, Michigan returned the second half kickoff all the way, which was pretty cool. Giles Jackson has his second punt return ever. Has a second punt return as a Wolverine. His first was against Maryland last season. It was the opening kickoff, actually. Anyway, that's going to be the video. Thank you guys for watching. I know I keep saying, I'm going to do these videos, and then I don't because school gets in the way. Because I'm in college now. I got a lot of stuff to do, and I have work coming up soon, so it is what it is. I'll try to make a video tomorrow about the Steelers. They play Jacksonville. It's going to be a very close game. Steelers are going to win by 1 possession. I know why you're saying, what do you mean? The Jaguars are 1-8. Well, the Steelers don't like blowing out bad teams. They like playing crap against bad teams, and then they like blowing out good teams, which doesn't make sense to me. But whatever, it is what it is. 9-0. Hopefully we'll be 10 off tomorrow. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you next time. Goodbye.